So in this video, I want to go over the 3 harsh reasons why you should not day trade every single day. And before we get started, I really want to give you a trigger warning, honestly, because this is going to be the harsh truth. So if you're afraid of that, or if you don't like the fact that maybe I'm not politically correct or whatever it is, please drop off of this video because this is not the video you should definitely listen to. Check out the other videos, they're a little more nicer. But with that being said, reason number one, let's talk about it. Let's just go really deep into it from the get-go. Number one reason, at least starting off, is if maybe before you're doing any trades, you come into the trading week, if you've had any family or spouse arguments. So, as an example, if you lost an argument with, say, your wife or your husband, then as an example, you should not be trading that day because most people will take revenge in the market because they lost the argument simply because of that. Same thing, but vice versa. If you won the argument, if you may be thinking, okay, well, on the positive side, if you won it, then you should go into the market. I still say 100% no because of the fact you had an argument. And the fact that you having an argument typically means that that gives you that high because you are correct in the argument, which makes most people get greedy. Now, it's a lose-lose situation technically. The solution at the end of the day is literally just to skip that day entirely. If it's like a Monday, you had that argument, or maybe it was a Sunday night you had that argument. So you can have the next 12 to 24 hours just to cool down. And honestly, this is just the real stuff when it comes to this, right? I coach people for a living when it comes to this. I've had numerous examples. This is definitely not the end of the list, but I've had examples where students they've had verbal abuse, right? Where people are just getting cussed out on a constant basis, words flying back and forth, but there's also been physical abuse and with the students that I've had as well, right? With their spouses, with their family and things like that. Or don't even get me started on the divorce and cheating that happens on a regular basis in some people's lives, unfortunately. Now, this one especially, unfortunately, definitely causes serious revenge trading. So if you fall into any one of these 3 categories, or if you've had an argument just very recently, keep in mind to keep your win to loss ratio at a continuous high 70% above. You need to know, hey, if any of this is going on, do not trade that day. Cool off and come back the next day. The trading days will always be there. There'll always be another day. Do not worry. So in other words, again, if your personal life is not good at this point in time, maybe this is on a constant basis, then your money will easily follow that, unfortunately. So once your life is going down the drain, your money will soon follow. So to fix this, honestly, it really comes down to you. Trading's not for you at this point in time. Maybe it's not there's something you need to do on that Monday, but maybe it's not something to do on that Tuesday, whatever it is. If all this is constant, please don't day trade. You putting money into the market is just literally throwing in the air and waiting for everyone just to grab it because you can't think straight. This is a strategic focus asset or skill that you have to use on a daily basis to win. But if you can't even focus, there's no way you're going to win. You're just going to do revenge trading. So again, reason number one is if you've had any family or spouse arguments. Now let's go deeper because this is the simple one first. Number two, second reason why you should not be day trading every single day is anything on as far as what I'm going to cover up next, which is anxiety, depression, or if you're worried about X personal event that just happened in your life. So, realistically, if you lost your job, then please don't day trade. Because day trading, realistically, if we were just being really clear about things, day trading is only for people that can afford to lose. If you only have $100 and you need the $100 tomorrow to buy something, you don't have that money to lose. You have to be okay to potentially, okay, I have $20 to lose. You can't even lose a dollar or you'll panic. As a result, you won't follow a strategy. And as a result, from not following a strategy, you're going to lose more money because you need that dollar and you're going to hold it forever, hold it for life. If you don't have the money or if you lost your job, do not day trade. Second piece, if you're going back to kind of spouse and family, but if your spouse and family member got critically injured, which as a result would give you anxiety, depression, or worried about that specific event, then again, don't trade because your head's not in the game from a strategic perspective. So you can't win. It's almost dang near impossible for you to win because you feel bad that that person got injured, or if not yourself. As a result, of course, you're not going to be able to think straight because you want the best for them, and wanting the best for them will make it seem like you want the best for you. So you want to win, even though maybe a trade might not be there, and you're forcing a trade to happen. This is all stuff that happens in the back of most people's mind before they enter a trade and during a trade. And then after the trade, they kind of think about it. Like, you know what? I did do that because of XYZ reason. So again, please don't do that. You don't need to trade every day. Wait until your family member gets feelings better, and then come back. Again, there's always another trading day. I think that's the core reason I'm making this video, just to let you know there's always another trading day. The third one here is that if you're stressed living paycheck to paycheck and or bills are past due, then 100% do not trade. I can't tell you the number of reasons. Let me take a step back. One of the reasons why, for me and my coaching program, why we don't accept everyone into the coaching program is because if you're living paycheck to paycheck or you have bills that are past due, you don't qualify to work with me. Because realistically, again, as mentioned above here, if you enter a trade and you need to become a millionaire tomorrow because you have that much debt, how in the heck are you supposed to make decent returns continuously if you want the money now? So most people, I noticed something in the pattern of this when I've been interviewing people and so on and so forth, and I have my team doing stuff. A lot of times, some people do say, "Hey, I want to be a millionaire tomorrow because it'd be cool." But some people say, "Hey, okay, I don't want to be a millionaire, but I do want $100,000 tomorrow because I have that much debt and student loan debt and this and that and whatever." So they just want to be debt free. Okay, great, but you can't want to be debt free so much because your bills are past due that you make a bad choice. As a result, stay out of the market. You need to realistically come back to the market whenever you have money to trade in the market. The market, again, is not for people that don't have money. The market's for people that have money and they're trying to make more money. As unfortunate as that sounds, yes, you do need money to make money in this specific industry, and honestly, in a lot of industries, but in this specific industry especially. Um, so, next point. If you're trading with a lot of money, this is related to the other one, but if you're trading with a lot of money because you want quick money, then that money will also go quick. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, but again, if you want a lot of money tomorrow, it's not going to happen. What I teach in my coaching program is, hey, can we make you 5, 10% on a daily basis? And then can you just be happy about that? And worst case scenario, let's say for some reason the market's just not giving you what you wanted to give, and it gives you just a measly little 1%. Cool, that's 1%. You're literally positive. Most people fail at trading. I don't care. You're positive. I'm happy you made it to the next day. And most people don't conceptually understand that because they think they want the big moves instead of the small moves. I'm telling you, most people need the small moves on a continuous basis, not the large moves, because they can't handle that, which I've covered in a different video entirely. I think it's the video before this, by the way, if you want to check out large versus small moves. But yeah, that's that piece. So the fix for the above, honestly, it's not even necessarily dealing with much trading, but the first piece is that you need to work on yourself as a human being, as an individual, on your psychology and your anxiety levels. So, as a somewhat related example for a story for me on how I worked on myself from an anxiety perspective, as it relates to trading, to be very quick about it anyway, it's a quick story. I don't have any images or videos or whatever, but it's basically when I very first started trading, I needed to make it work. I'm not sure a lot of you know my story of being that I was working in corporate America. I wanted to do anything possible just to get out of corporate America because I kept getting laid off every single year towards Christmas because, hey, that's the Christmas present, I guess. But, and don't feel bad for me. I'm obviously fine now. But since I wanted to make it happen so bad, anytime when I was trying to create my strategy, anytime I wanted to essentially follow my strategy that I was coming up with, if I break the rules, I had a pain piece assigned to it to say, okay, it's a negative. My pain thing was that I would go jogging, right? Because I had the anxiety, because I would basically enter a trade and I had so much anxiety because I wanted quick money so I could quit my job and trade for a living. I essentially said, okay, if I ever go against my strategy and I make a losing trade, I'm gonna go outside and I have to admit to myself I did that. It's a go outside, jog from my house just to the stop sign. Okay, great. But then that became I did so many losses that meant nothing. So I had to end up going from okay, my stop sign to maybe two stop signs down. Okay, great. That's fine. Okay, well, next I needed to basically say, all right, if I keep losing, I need to go run 1 mile. Okay, keep losing still, run 2 miles, run 3 miles, 4 miles, so on and so forth. It got so bad to the point to where I was able to run about 9 miles straight without stopping. But as a result, from all of that, I was able to become a much better day trader. So for this next piece and the final piece, which is number three, if you have a busy work week or if you work more than 60 hours regularly, we definitely need to talk because this is a lot of people all around the United States as far as my students. So if you work 60 hours a week and you can't find the time to actually day trade, then realistically, it's time for you potentially to find a new job. And I know that sounds harsh again, but hey, I said harsh in the beginning, so when it comes to that, maybe hey, maybe you're like, well, I kind of love my job deep down, but I don't, but I do want to become a full-time trader. Okay, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't always have the best of both worlds. I'm not saying quit today and just boom, go become a full-time trader. Definitely not. You need consistency. You need to build it up. You need the cadence. You need all of that. But maybe on another level, that means you just need to quit your job on a certain and on a timeline side of things, and then find a job that's basically about the same, but maybe even a little less pay, or maybe a similar job and transfer over to one that's one step lower. So that way you'll have less things to do on the job, and you can focus on your next quote unquote career as a trader or whatever it is, so you can have more income and more time and more whatever it is, because you can't work 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week and expect to have an amazing trading career. You just can't. You need to have time. Can you make it work with a full-time position? Yes, you can do trading during lunch. Yes, you can do trading during the first 30 minutes or 1 hour of the day or whatever it is. But if you don't even have that, you have to do something. Quit your job. Delegate with your job. Delegate to another person that works with you that wants to learn more information because you're such an SME when it comes to it. And you could teach them and they can take some stuff off your plate. They're learning, you're getting more time. That's amazing. Do that. But you have to do something. That's number one. And no one can fix that but you. Number two is that if you have one busy week and then the next week is back to normal, maybe fine, 30 hours to 40 hours a week, then don't force any trades that week where it's really busy. That's fine. Just wait a week. It's okay. There's a lot of weeks in the year. You don't need very many to grow your account aggressively. And you definitely don't need very many to grow your account slowly on a continuous basis if you have a strategy that works. Now, number three, if you hate your financial situation, then nothing will change until you make it happen. So don't let yourself become 80 years old and then you look back to see from age 30 to 80 that you never did what you wanted to do. So to sum this up in general, this along with everything else here is that if you don't make a change in your personal life, your psychology of who you are, and becoming a better person deep down, doing interesting little events like I did with the jogging, getting a better marriage, a better house environment, just becoming happy, period, there's no way you'll ever make trading work. As negative as it sounds, to be honest with you. But I would imagine that's the same thing with everything. If you're going through verbal or physical abuse at your house, at your job, are you really going to be the best performing there? No. The reason why I have to say this in this video, just to be really transparent with you, is that if you have, let's go to it actually, because most are related, right? If you have a 60-hour work week and you have verbal or physical abuse or cheating or whatever it is, and then you're trying to also add on trading to it, that's just adding fuel to the fire in a bad way. That doesn't make any sense. You can't add more to the plate if the plate's full. You need to start taking things off and start fixing things. That's almost on the same level as like, hey, I want to lose weight, so I guess I'll just eat a few more chocolate bars. No, that doesn't make any sense. Stop eating so much. So stop adding things to your plate. So if you have one of any of these three reasons that we kind of walked through on this video today, then please take a break from trading for a few days, a week, heck, even a month. It doesn't matter. Get yourself right, and then you can get your trading right, and then you can get your money right.